Okay, folks, spend some 20 some seconds on this quote. So what do you summarize?
You're asking what to summarize from this quote?
Yeah, what do you understand?
I would think that it's pretty much saying that you would learn more from like finding out what not to do than what to do, from like a trader's, like their past experiences.
Mhm. Yeah, and it encourages you to look why they lost money. And they say, if you look at how they got the profit, your attention is misdirected. So if you see this is the way they lost it, so you say, I'm not going to do that, right? Or I need to correct that. So that is the whole idea. I mean, we are all motivated by profit and we look up any materials that we see elsewhere. This person is a hugely, a dominant person. I mean, has a lot of contribution on the strategies and trading. So remember that is, learn from your mistakes, learn from others' mistakes. So we are going to do with profit equations, and especially we're going to talk about money spreads, calendar spreads, and ratio spreads. And then we'll define them, and then we'll explain, and then straddles. So the definition here is that is we will talk about spread, and we are going to talk about both money spread as well as calendar spread. And the way we express this is this June 1, 2025, meaning that it's expiring in June, and then the two strike prices are 120 and 125. Okay, and then if you are just doing one spread on calendar, then it is not two strikes, just one strike, but two different months. Okay, and long means you're buying, short selling, and so buying means debit spread and short means credit spread. Now, with that, why do we do that spread? While we were doing our futures, we all the time says that, well, if you go long on futures, you are what, bullish or bearish?
Bullish.
Bullish. Good, David. And so, but this is conditionally bullish or unconditionally bullish? Like if I say I would like to go long on these futures, so I'm bullish, good, I understand that. Am I unconditionally bullish or conditionally bullish?
Unconditional.
Unconditionally bullish. You're not specifying, you just say, well, I'm going long. But have you given a thought? Long means what? Long could be going to the sky. Let's say soybean is around 10 something, and you say, I'm going long in soybean futures. What you're saying that, well, this can go to the sky. Is that what notion you have? Not necessarily. You say, I'm conditionally bullish. How do you condition your bullishness? You do what is known as spread. So you can do a bull spread or a bear spread. Bull spread will be, let's say you have 125, 130, or 120, 125, whatever those two are. You say that I believe that it will go up from, let's take 120 and 125. I believe that it will go up from 120, but it cannot go beyond 125. Now that's like more due diligence trading. I believe it is going to go up from 120, but it is not going to go beyond 125. So you have to research the market really well. So that's bull spread. And the bear spread would be, I believe it is going to go down, so I go short, and then I go short from one, let's say 125, and then it will go up to 120. Okay? And then we can do time spread, that means calendar. Okay? So these are the things that we are working on, 120, 125, and 30. Our stock price is 125.94 as always, and calls and put. So I talked about futures. Now I'm going to talk about options because I wanted to connect what you have done. Okay, so bull spread will be with 2, buy call with strike of X1 and sell call with strike of X2. And obviously, X2 is larger than X1, right? Okay, so what you were saying that I believe that well, that it will go above X1, but not beyond X2. Okay? And then you see that the call prices are like this, 1350 and 1135. Maximum profit is between this difference and then negative C1 and C2. Minimum is C1, negative C1 plus C2, and break even is ST star is equal to X1 plus C1 minus C2. Again, you can write down these on your formula sheet for bull spread, and you should be able to explain why do you do bull spread. Okay. So this is the graph, and look at the resultant graph. It is like this. So it goes from here, one strike starts to rise, then another strike, its ceiling is right here. Okay. So these are the data. You put the data in, you get negative 215 times 100, and that's your maximum loss. And then for maximum profit, you put the data in, 130 minus 125 minus 215 is 285. That's their maximum profit. Okay, so you had been bullish between these 2 points. And break even is, this is the point between the 2 bullish points is 125 plus 1350 minus 1135 is 127.50. Any questions? Money spreads, and where spreads are obviously the opposite, this time with put. So you do the long put with X2, with a short put with X1, and X2 is larger than X1. And these are the things that you have to know. Maximum profit is this equation, minimum is P1 minus P2, and break even is that. So why would somebody do that? They say I'm bearish in the market, however, not unconditionally. Now look, bear spread is this with put options. Okay, maximum is this equation. You put them in, you get 225. That's your maximum. And then this is the point. You say that this goes from here to there. It will fall from 130, but not more than 125. maximum loss is this equation. That means minimum P1 minus P2, negative 2.75 times 100, we get 275. And break even is right in here. Okay, what is break even? This is X2 plus P1 minus P2. Okay. Callers are where you say buy stock and buy put the strike of X1 and sell call. And to basically what you do, usually you had been in one direction. That means for you use two calls for bullish spread, you use two puts for bear spread, right? Then when you would use both put and call along with buying stock, you are putting a collar to it. So it's not like open-ended. So you have this and for the profit. So basically long stock, long put, and sell call. And their maximum value is X2 minus S sub 0, which is this one. Minimum is X1 minus S sub 0, which is negative 594. Break even is ST star is S sub 0. That means the beginning. That's break even. And that's what you have. Okay. So you are using three asset class. One is the stock, the other is the call, and the last one is the put. Long stock, long put, and then sell call.
Professor?
Yes?
Kind of like is this kind of like hedging, or what? Why would someone do that?
Yeah, well, a very good question. Why would you do that? So basically, remember that when I was discussing covered call, do you recall what that is? It's a long stock, correct? And short call, right? The story goes like this. I have a stock that is moving sideways, and I do not like that. My money is basically locked up, giving me no profit. So what I do is I sell a call on that, so I get current income. At the same time, I say that I bought the stock in order to what I say that at a certain target price. Okay, so why don't I do this? I know I can do it through selling a call at that target price, the target price being the strike price, right? So you have a long stock and a short call, right? Daniel, am I with you on this?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. Now, on top of that, you add a long put. So here the motivation is twofold. One is that I get the desired exit, right? Long stock and short call, I get the desired exit plus some income. Desired exit is right here, right? I get the desired exit right here. On top of that, in a covered call, this side was not protected. I go a long put. So twofold motivation. One is desired exit, another is the loss protection.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Butterfly spreads, and we buy call with strike of X1 and then a strike of X3 and then sell two calls in the middle. X2 is in the middle. Okay. And these are the maximum, minimum, and break even. And there are two break evens here because the way you did this, long call at X1, long call at X3, and then short call, two short calls at between the two, which is X2. So there are two break evens, and these are the break even calculations for those. And then if you look at it here, break even 1 and 2, 120.35 and 126.95. This is 120.35 and this is 129.65. Maximum profit is 465 right in here, and then minimum profit is 35. And this is the equation to use. So why would somebody do a butterfly spread? By the way, does it look like butterfly to you? What do you think?
No.
Well, it looks like a stealth bomber to me.
Yeah, it looks like a mountain.
Yeah, it looks like a mountain. So why do you do this? So you go long call here, long call here, and then you have short call right in between the two. Another thing I would like you to look at it this way. The loss is so minimal with this spread. We're doing too many things, like four of them, one of long, one of long, and the two of short. So 4 units of call. You think that there will be too much expense, but look, it is only 0.35. So that is for one, that this is one thing, that it is one of the least expensive one. Commissions are of course there, but nowadays commissions are very marginal. Liz showed you that's what 0.5% for on the stock and 0.1% on the call. So it's very least expensive way. But look, there is your profit can reach a height which is huge, spending 35 for 465 gain. Look at the rate of return, 465 divided by 35, right? Look at the return. And so this is the most cost-effective way. If the stock is neither this way nor that way, if the stock is not in between the two, that means it is either this way or that way, then you are left with a maximum loss of 35. But if you have quite a view, a firm view, that it will be in between these two numbers, this is a good trade to have. Did I make myself clear on this? Why? Why do you take butterfly? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, next. Calendar spread is, of course, that is, you look at the two things and you say you are conditionally bullish or bearish. And the ratio spreads is, this is interesting, is that so far we say that is 1:1 or 1:2, right? But now we say ratio spread, we will determine the ratio this way. Let's say total value is N1C1 plus N2C2. You solve this equation, then you get the deltas, delta 2 over delta 1. This delta, ratio of the deltas will give you the ratio of things to do. So basically, you have learned that in delta hedging, if you recall, delta hedging is you have the stock and you want to hedge it. Therefore, what do? Sell call, right? And delta will tell you how much call you have to sell. You recall that? And then it has to be dynamic in nature because the deltas change. When you did your homework on bar chart and I asked you that, well, show me the option page and there was delta and you interpret delta for me. So delta changes, you see that on that option page. So once you find out this ratio of delta, so this is 0.569 and then this is 0.630 for a strike of 120. And then you look at the ratio, this is negative 0.903. Therefore, you buy so many June 120s and sell 1,000 of June 125s. Okay. So this is two call options. One you buy, another you sell. And these are the numbers given to you. Straddles are something that is, you do not know which way the market is going to go. We now have kind of election impasse, right? Kind of. And you want to be in the option market. How are you going to play? Do you have a clear idea? Are you clearly bullish? Are you clearly bearish? By the way, I mean, when I looked at that, that is, the market is liking the result for Biden presidency for two reasons. One is this, that there will be more stimulus package, so which is going to prop up the economy. That's one reason. And second reason is this, because it will be not an exclusive Senate victory. Therefore, tax will be very hard to come by. So for those two reasons. So what I did is this, because our positions were doing well, especially the equity positions were doing well. So I placed some limit orders to sell. Lo and behold, that one after the other, the market was going through the roof, and then we got out with quite a bit of profit. And you guys are doing the analysis now. We'll get back to it with your prescribed numbers if advisors agree. Okay? So do you think that there is a clear indications for one way or the other? I want to have a discussion here.
I currently don't believe that there's one clear way right now with kind of the contention that's within the election and the different policies that the two politicians held during their campaigns. While the market's responding well right now, it could be just a false front, at least from my point of view.
Yeah. So if you have a mind like that, do you just say, I will be on the sideline? There is no trading for me because I cannot be bullish or bearish?
I believe I will hold what I have and not either, but I would take cautious examination of if I want to make any purchases or sales. But for the most part, I would hold on to what I have.
Okay, this is one way. But then again, in finance, there you say, never a dull moment. That means regardless of what the situation is, there is a way to trade. And a straddle will tell you that if you think that we do not have any clear direction one way or the other, then do the straddle. So you do equal number of puts and calls. So at some point when you buy a call, you are saying I'm bullish. When you buy a put, you say I'm bearish. So you're both bullish and bearish. And if you look at the maximum profit is infinity, minimum is this one between the two expense, and then break even is this two break even. So let's look at it. This is called straddle. Okay, so minimum is 2,500. Okay, and maximum is, this is the minimum point. Maximum is this one, 100 and 150 is the break-even point. Okay, and maximum is infinity. Not a bad curve, but look at the loss though. Okay, for butterfly, you had only $35. Okay, so I wanted to include straddle in here. It's not that you are schizophrenic. It's just like this, that, well, when you are engaged in this, either professionally or personally, remember each scenario you can trade. You just have to do the due diligence. Okay?